Hello and welcome to TechWatch, the EdTech video news program produced by eSchool News. I'm Laura Devaney. As educators prepare students for the demands of a new global economy, much of the focus has centered on the teaching of math, science, and other technical skills that students will need to succeed. But many observers say it's equally important for students to develop their creativity and imagination. In this TechWatch segment that first aired in March, former eSchool News senior editor Corey Murray talks with award-winning author and animator Peter Reynolds about the role technology can play in unlocking students' creative potential.
But first, here's an important announcement from Cable in the Classroom.
Where do new ideas in education begin? How is technology used to better equip young students? Who helps push our nation's future forward? Cable's Leaders in Learning Awards recognizes those implementing creative learning programs, from teachers and principals to community and national leaders. Winners will receive a trip to Washington, D.C. and will be honored at a spectacular gala event. To nominate yourself or someone you know, visit leadersinlearningawards.org.
As educators prepare students for the demands of a new global economy, much of the focus has centered on the teaching of math, science, and other technical skills that students will need to succeed. But many observers say it's equally important for students to develop their creativity and imagination. In this TechWatch segment that first aired in March, former eSchool News senior editor Corey Murray talks with award-winning author and animator Peter Reynolds about the role technology can play in unlocking students' creative potential.
With all the talk recently about preparing students for success in the 21st century, it's no wonder much of the conversation has been shifted to boosting performance in science and mathematics. But, as I was reminded during the Texas Computer Education Association conference in Austin last month, a good grasp of math and science is only part of the equation. In order to be successful, students need not only nurture their technical acumen, but their creative talents as well. Looking to hear more about how technology can help students think and learn creatively, eSchool News caught up with award-winning children's book author and artist Peter H. Reynolds during the show. Reynolds, the CEO of Fable Vision, a Boston-based creative arts and animation studio, is the author and creator of a collection of award-winning books and animated films for children. A longtime advocate of creative learning, Reynolds talked about the importance of innovation in the classroom and the role technology can play in helping unlock students' potential.
Technology is, I could call it the Renaissance machine. It can do so many things, and it can kind of morph to fit the user. So someone who's into film, suddenly it's a film studio. Someone who likes to create books, it's their own publishing company. For kids making their own video games, it's their own video game lab. And I always say that a great test, like my favorite software, usually has a blank screen in it, and there's no content. You've got tools to create content, so where are the good ideas going to come from? From you. So,
an avid supporter of technology as a tool for learning, Reynolds said the goal in challenging children to think creatively is to help them find out more about who they are as individuals, and in turn, help them define their mission in life.
And I think that's the challenge for us as educators, is to find out what are kids naturally interested in, and then how can we support that, and how can we use technology to get kids to share those interests. Who are they, and where are they going? And then a question we like to ask: where would they like to be going? Because a lot of kids are on that conveyor belt. They're just sort of being taken along on the K-12 conveyor belt, and they kind of get dumped off on the end, and then they're like, now what? And some kids go through college and they still ask that question, now what? And I think that's a question that if we start getting kids asking that question earlier on, first, second grade, where am I going? Where do I want to be going? We're going to encourage kids to have a much more joyful and meaningful life.
But it won't be easy, says Reynolds. Thanks in part to federal mandates such as the Federal No Child Left Behind Act and other rules that place the emphasis on testing as opposed to creativity and imagination, getting teachers to break that mold is a challenge.
But I do think we've gone too far with testing. I think it's been really damaging to creative teachers and to the kids too. I think it's robbed us of resources and time. And in order to be creative, you need resources and time. You need the money, you need the time, you need to be able to spend 5 weeks putting together an animated film or a documentary. Right now, I talked to a lot of teachers across the country. And they're really dismayed with how much paperwork, how much test prep is taking away from time that they could be doing really cool stuff in technology. And technology is so cool. I mean, I walk the show, TCA and other shows, and I see all this really cool stuff, and I think, there's not a lot of time to actually implement this stuff.
When it comes to preparing students for the future, Reynolds said, innovation and creativity go hand in hand. Schools can't expect students to be creative thinkers if they don't encourage them to use their imaginations.
It's great to look at what other people do, but that should be for inspiration and for reference, and may inform your work, but don't be afraid to, if you're doing something completely different, we call that innovation, and actually corporations around the world spend a lot of money trying to inspire people to think outside the box, because that's where all the new ideas are. And if we're afraid to go outside of the box, I think that we've probably lost a lot of great ideas along the way because people were afraid.
Reynolds' advice to educators? Be brave, and as he put it, dare kids to make their mark.